Hello, everybody. This is Mahadeva, the Thunder Wizard. All right. So first off, I just want to check in and say that I had quite a powerful experience doing the live ritual enchanting for the lunar eclipse that just happened a couple days ago. I'd like to keep doing that. It looks like I don't know if I'll be able to do that for the solar eclipse because I think I'll be on a plane that day. Unable to log on to the metaverse here. But I really enjoyed it. I had a really powerful experience, and I'm continuing to do the ritual, and I'm really feeling the Vishnu aspect of it. The aspect of that lets us believe in ourselves and care about ourselves. That's something that I really got out of the ritual that we did. All right, so this is a question and answer. If you have a question, write the word question in all caps so that I can see it. If it's an honest question, I will answer it. But what I want to talk with you about now is how the elites are setting things up to completely control you on every level, and that includes seeking to isolate you so that your only connection to the world will be digitally. That's the goal. Before I go any further, after seeing what I just saw, which I'm talking about the Facebook's new change to Meta and their plans for creating a metaverse. After seeing that, this whole idea of the matrix, this biodigital matrix that the elites are creating to imprison us, it's becoming more and more real. And even with all the stuff that I've come to accept is really going on, I'm still blown away. And a lot of you guys were right about what was happening, about where we are, about what's going on. So I'm grateful to Mr. Zuckerberg for helping us understand how deep this biodigital matrix is going. I was going to say something, I forgot what it was. Anyway, let's just get right on into it. So make sure that you subscribe to my other channels. I've already put on here. Listen, I don't know who Creation is, but I deleted your question because it's just, I find it to be abusive and weird and strange. If you have an honest question about what I teach, I'll be happy to share it with you. At this point, I don't even know that you're a real person. I think you might be a fake profile just here to cause me problems. If you haven't spent the time to watch my videos to know what I believe, you can come to your conclusions. It's a loaded question. You sound like a born-again Christian, and so I'm going to remove your comment again. If you're not able to play nice, we might just block you. But I'm going to keep going here. So this is why I take my little thing and I block the chat section so that I can focus. Otherwise, I get distracted by all the trolls. Anyway, so what we are going to do today is I'm going to do my best to lay out for you what I think is going on without getting myself in trouble with YouTube. What I saw today just made me realize I'm really glad that I'm moving. I mean, I'm very upset that I'm moving away from what is my perfect nature-y, surfy environment, but I've uploaded a video on my other channels talking about how I think Australia is about to become the most dangerous place to live on the planet, one of the most dangerous places. But seeing Mark Zuckerberg announce his metaverse, his goal, bear in mind, this isn't his dream, this is his goal. He is putting billions of dollars into creating this. After seeing that, I feel very strongly that I need to start doing in-person, face-to-face rituals. Okay? Face-to-face rituals. So we're going to have rituals. Freudian slip. I didn't mean to say ritual, but obviously that's what needed to come out. Face-to-face seminars. So I'm moving to Florida. So that means people will be able to travel to where I am, and we'll start doing some live seminars and live teachings and things like that. We've got to get out of this bio-digital metaverse nonsense. What I found so frightening about it is the way he just offhandedly, he being Mark Zuckerberg. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and, Facebook is changing its name to Meta. And Zuckerberg has a plan to use this new version of Facebook, which he's calling the Metaverse. He has a plan to have everybody plugged into that and literally live in a virtual reality matrix, to live and work from a virtual reality matrix. This would have been cute 5 years ago. I would have thought, oh, that's cute. I don't think it's cute anymore. We are now in a position, well, let me just give you some, this is a fact. I won't give any interpretation. I'll let you interpret it. Austria has reached just about 70% Cylon upgrade status. And they're having problems with the plague. Plague is going out of control, even though 70% have got their Cylon upgrade. And they have made it illegal. It's now illegal in the country of Austria to not get a Cylon upgrade. It's now illegal. And that begs the question, then what's the penalty? If somebody refuses to get the upgrade, what does that mean? Does that mean, because a law, what happens when you break the law? When people break the law, you go to jail. Is that what's going to happen in Austria? People who don't get the Cylon upgrade are going to go to jail? Is that what's next? They've locked down the whole country, even though they have the Cylon upgrade, which is supposed to protect them from the plague. This is what's coming. Unless you stand up, and unless you refuse to comply to the Borg Collective, unless you stand up and refuse to comply, this is what is coming for you. Austria happens to be one of the home countries of the reptilian elite. I don't know if you knew that, but there's a strong presence of the reptilian elite. It's one of their base countries. So they're leading the way. They're letting the rest of the world know where things are going to go. So in other places in the United States, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, these are places that have a high concentration of reptilian presence. You have the reptilian horde those are some of the bases around the world. UK, Germany, France. There's a strong reptilian horde presence there, and they are leading the way. Austria is now telling everybody what is going to happen. Now imagine you live in a world where there is a technology by which you can be scanned, where you can be physically hooked up. We're already hooked up through our communication devices, which you can't live without. We're already hooked up right now. We're talking through the internet. We're connecting that way. People that are younger than me, because I'm such an old fart, I don't give a crap about this, but you see people. I saw somebody I kid you not, I went to the gym last night and there was a young woman on the leg press, and she was on her phone while she was doing the leg press. It's just the inability to just be with her physical body and do a physical exercise. She couldn't do that. She had to be on her phone. This is the plan. So the plan that Zuckerberg and all the rest of them are, the plague that has been released on the world is part of this. Is part of the plan. The plague combining with the Cylon upgrade. This works together. These two things work together to create a scenario in the world where you are constantly being monitored. They're openly talking about this. This isn't a theory anymore. Gates and others are openly talking about creating, they've already created it, ways in which you will be uploaded to the cloud and you will be monitored 24/7. Your access to your funds, to everything, will be directly connected to you. You will be directly connected to it. And now Zuckerberg comes along and he says, and he said it off the hat, off the cuff, like it was just accepted reality. He said, and I can't remember his exact words, something to the effect of that, this is going to become the norm, where you're going to work from home. And so now you get to work in this metaverse. And he's talking about this three-dimensional virtual reality. And he's talking about how you can look however you want. You can create whatever avatar you want. You can live wherever you want. You can create a home. In fact, you can even put things in the metaverse that's already in your home so you feel like you're in your own home. But you'll be looking out at some digitally created mountainscape in order to make you feel like you're living somewhere, in nature, when in reality you take your virtual reality goggles off and where are you? You're going to be in your crappy little corporate dwelling where they're going to force you to live. Don't believe me? Is this Davos? Is that in Switzerland? Which is another hub of the reptilian horde. There's a base there where they have operations. And here, this is what they tell us is going to happen. They tell us that by 2030, you will own nothing and you'll be happy. Whatever you want, you'll rent, and it'll be delivered by drone. The US won't be the world's leading superpower. A handful of countries will dominate. Be quite clear that some of those countries are going to be Switzerland will be one of those countries, and they will dominate, run the world. And you will, the reason why drones will deliver everything that you want is because you will be in lockdown. You will be forced to stay inside your home. Even those that have the Cylon upgrade, supposed to give you immunity to the plague, even those people are being forced to stay at home. Is that what you were told was going to happen when they rolled out the Cylon upgrade? Were you told that if you get this upgrade, you'll then have to stay at home? No, you were told you will be immune, you can get back to your life. And what is happening? The opposite is happening. This is a prelude to this metaverse. The idea is to keep you trapped in one place, inside your home. You have no freedom. The only way that you can connect is through the metaverse. And when you connect through the metaverse, bear in mind that the metaverse is Facebook. I challenge you to go on to Facebook right now and share your honest feelings. You will get censored or blocked or shut down. So the end result is that you will be isolated at home in a corporate little dwelling that they will rent to you while you work for them. And the only way that you'll be able to connect with people is going to be through, is digitally, because you won't be allowed to leave your home. And if you do not, if you speak out in any way that is not part of the approved, speaking subjects, you will be shut down. So the very real threat that if you say or do anything that is not approved of, you will be in permanent isolation. That's the threat. I want you to be clear that there's a threat that is coming to you. And the threat is, if you don't get with the program, and if you don't think the way we want you to think, and if you don't speak the way we want you to speak, we will keep you in isolation. There's no doubt in my mind that the plan will be, if they can pull it off, is to keep you isolated in your own little dwelling, which you will rent from them. They will remotely have power over your doors. They will first come to you and say, for your protection, we have a security system, and we monitor it for you. If there is any kind of emergency, if there is a meteor or an earthquake or a fire or a flood, we remotely will bring down the storm shutters and we will lock your doors for you. You don't have to worry about it. You're safe. That means that they will have the power to imprison you within your own home. You won't be allowed to leave because there will be a constant threat of the plague. They've set it up so that the plague will never go away. They've used the Cylon upgrade and the plague itself to work together to create a scenario where it never goes away. And all they have to do is say, oh, the plague is loose again. We're going to lock you down. That's okay. Put on your 3D virtual reality glasses and you can be part of the Metaverse. You can communicate with your family and friends, except if you say anything we don't like, then you won't be able to communicate with anybody. We will be monitoring you for your safety. Isn't that what they're saying now? They're trying to force people to get the Cylon upgrade, and the justification is it's for the safety of you. It's for your safety and for everybody else's safety. And again, if this were 5 years ago, I would have thought, how cute. And isn't that cute? That'll be a cool thing for some people. I'm not into that, but for some people that'll be really cool. Now I don't see it that way. I see it as a threat. I see it as a threat, and it is a plan. It is their plan. They will mandate the high tech has all of these products. This is a product that you have to buy. I remember in 2013, which to me doesn't sound very long ago, but it was a while ago. Up until 2013, I had one of those flip clam cell phones. And with those, because I didn't want anybody texting me. And in fact, I would have to call the phone company and have them delete the texting options. I hated being texted. I thought it was rude. If you want to call me, you can call me. I'll pick up the phone and talk to you. You want to call me and leave me a message? You can leave a voice message. I can hear your voice. Don't text me. It really was offensive to me. And people didn't understand. And my now ex-wife, she wanted to text me. And I'd say, don't text me. I'm your husband. You want to call me up? And she says, what if I'm in the middle of a meeting? And I say, well, then pay attention to the meeting and call me when it's over. Why are you texting me all the time? She texted me, wanted me to clean the bathroom or some stupid shit like that. But it wasn't until 2013, and the only reason, I'm looking back on it, the only reason this is my second phone, by the way, that's why it's so old. My second Apple phone, is because they were giving them away. And it had cool things like video cameras and things like that. So, okay, fine. So I got the phone. And then I started texting. It was only after I finally got an Apple phone, because I could get it for free, that I started texting. And now looking back on it, that was part of the plan. They roll out these products that are fun, and they'll make your life easier and better. And now, just to give you an idea, I'm required here in Queensland, Australia, I'm required by law to have, where is it? This. I'm required by law to have this. I'm required by law everywhere I go to click on here and tell the Queensland government what business I'm going into, or even if I go to a park or something like that. If there's a little barcode there, I have to scan it on my phone and say I'm here right now. When I go to my gym, it's a 24-hour gym. There's a monitor there, and when you use the little electronic thing to open the door, my name comes up. Boom, Michael Denney, and it says when I logged in. Right? I don't know what the point of that is, but when the government is doing this on your phone by law, this was first a military invention by the military. It was then rolled out to you to make your life better and to be fun. People use it for fun and enjoyment, and now it's a way of monitoring you. I've shared with you about here when the pandemic hit, people weren't allowed to have gatherings in their homes, and somebody in the neighborhood had like 10 of his friends over and they were all being quiet. Cops knocked on the door, opened the door, the cop says, "You have too many people, everybody has to leave." And he asked, "How did you know I had 10 people? We've been really quiet." He says, "Oh, we can see. We can see in the police station where all of the cell phone signals are, and we saw a bunch of cell phone signals. We've been monitoring all of the homes to see how many people have people in their homes." So this metaverse that is being offered as this wonderful opportunity, this cool, fun, three-dimensional world that you can work in. You can go and have work meetings and et cetera, et cetera. You can do all this really cool stuff. It's going to be mandated. So it's here. My strong recommendation is to do something that connects to your physical body. Now more than ever. I've been teaching this stuff for who knows how long. I'm now seeing very clearly a little bit more what my role here is. My role here in this world is to give you these technologies which are the actual spiritual reflection of this false digital biomatrix. So this third wave of the biomatrix is a false matrix. It's a synthetically created matrix, and it is designed to trap you, without a doubt, to keep you hostage and to trap you. And there is a spiritual real matrix. So the matrix, the word matrix means the mothers. And my ancestors called it the web of weird. You can call it the life matrix. We are surrounded by life force energy, which has consciousness, which gives us energy in this three-dimensional false world. It is a false world that we created for our souls to incarnate in. But it is the real matrix. It is something we've chosen to experience. And when you live in connection with your body, with nature, this is why I have to surf. If I don't go surfing, it's bad for me. It's like my medicine. If I don't get in the water and connect to Mother Ocean, it's physically and emotionally and psychologically damaging to me. It's because when I connect to the ocean, that's my way of connecting to the web of life. I've been designed to connect to the, what's the word I want to use? We're all connected by this web of weird, this web of life. That's the real matrix. In order to experience the real matrix, we need to be physically present outside of our homes in fresh air, under the sunlight, in the outdoors. And what these reptilian overlords want from you is they want you to be isolated within your home with goggles on, completely, totally hooked up to the internet, like this poor guy. That's what they want from you. And they're going to start mandating it. This is the first wave of that, where now they're mandating you cannot leave your home. Oh, you need to work? You will have to work remotely. Oh, you don't have the Cylon upgrade? Well, you can't work. Oh, you don't have the Cylon upgrade? Well, you can't have access to your money. Oh, you don't have the Cylon upgrade? We're going to have to put you in camps. And then the end result is when they create enough fear, even though you've gotten the upgrade and you're supposed to be immune, you'll be told you can't go outside today. There's too much plague running around. And so we, for your safety, we are going to bring in the storm shutters and we are going to lock your door remotely. But you are required to put on your three-dimensional glasses and hook yourself up to the Metaverse. You don't think that's coming? It's absolutely coming if we let them. So in order to offset that, not only do we need to stand up, do we need to refuse to comply, but we also need to have our own metaverse. We need to have our own biodigital matrix. It's not digital. Our own spiritual biomatrix. There's any way to do that. Get out into the sunlight, walk, breathe fresh air, walk in a park, swim in a river, ride your bike. I mean, I don't care. Whatever the hell works for you. If you want to augment that, I have this stuff here. You can participate on any level you want, or you can participate on a free level. I've got no shortage of qigong and rituals and meditations and mantras that I give for free on this channel. So make use of them. But now I see more and more clearly how important this is. And more than that, we need to go to war spiritually. The way we're going to do that is through this lightning qigong energy. The energy in your heart, which is surrounded by the most powerful energy source in the universe. It's normally kept, that lightning energy is kept self-contained. But when you do these exercises, you actually release that energy and it goes throughout your whole body. This will not only give you the strength and the ability to follow your true path, but when we meditate, when we do our exercises, we can use this power to fight negativity on the spiritual plane and to bring power back to human beings. Okay? So I was just wanting to check in. I thought I would get that out before. I'm happy to take any questions if there are any. Again, I'm looking for honest questions about what I teach. If you're new to my channel, I invite you to actually watch the channel first. You know, I deleted Creation's question because whoever he or she asked me, do I believe in New Age beliefs? That's such a general question and it's loaded. And if you watch my channel, you'll know what I believe and then you can decide and categorize it however you want. But I want you to think. I want you to not be a sheep. I want you to have the ability to look beyond the superficial, look beyond the physical. All right, so let's see here. So Creation, you're new to my channel. I'm not here to argue with you, and I'm not sensitive. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask an honest question based on what I teach. If you don't know what I teach, then you got to watch the videos and then share an honest feeling. But the last thing I'm going to do to you is get in some kind of tete-a-tete with you. If you want to be in my classroom, you got to behave. That question didn't work for me. try again. Let's see what else. So creation, I'm going to put you on hold. I don't want to hear this back and forth with all this nonsense. So we're going to put you in a timeout. And then if you want to ask a real question, you can go ahead and do that. All right, let's see. Do we have any questions here? I don't see any. I don't see any feelings or questions. We do have Vincent.thunderwizard.com who said hello. He is one of my certified astrologers. You can go to his website, Vincent.thunderwizard.com, and get a reading from him. He's a great astrologer. Yeah, Black Mirror. So much of these things that were just science fiction movies, now we've gone beyond it. It's hard to watch. Like, I try to go on to Netflix or whatever to try and watch some kind of science fiction thing that I can escape. But no matter what I see, we've gone beyond that. I mean, reality is now so far beyond unbelievable. There's like nothing's entertaining anymore because it's not even... it's now the real thing. We're living in 1984. We don't have to watch it. We're living it. All right, guys talking to each other. Angel of the universe, honest feeling. I feel angry at society and I want to go to war with it both spiritually and join the revolution against the elites. So as you know, this isn't a physical thing. There's no need to physically go to war. This is a spiritual war, and this war will be won on the spiritual plane. And what needs to happen is more and more people need to wake up. They need to wake up out of their, They need to wake up out of their hypnosis. And they are hypnotized because they've been petrified with fear. So continue to do the ritual. If you're new to the channel, we did a ritual a couple nights ago. I've been talking about it for weeks. You can go and watch those videos talking about it, and I give you the exact ritual to do for the next now 11 days. And the whole point of that ritual is to release the hold that the false biodigital matrix of fear has on the minds of the average person. When more and more people wake up and start to realize, hey, this is not what I signed up for. You told me if I got this upgrade that then things would get back to normal, but they're not. They're getting worse. And why is it that I have to keep getting upgraded? What is going on here? We need to have people wake up to the fact that you thought there was a government. I did. I thought there was this thing called government. I thought there was this thing called the Constitution. I thought there was this thing called democratically, legislated, system. But there isn't. There's a core group of extremely rich people who own big tech, who own regulatory agencies that are making public policy for governments all over the world. We have big pharma, and these extremely rich people are now in the process of using regulatory agencies and big pharma to take over the world. And they are succeeding. But they can lose because right now, in order for them to get the power, you must comply. If you refuse to comply, they won't be able to pull it off. Right now, we can still get government back in the hands of people. But that's only if you refuse to comply. That's one of the reasons I'm going to Florida. Besides the fact that it's, I think, one of the safest places in the world right now, strange as it is, besides the fact that it's the closest thing I can have in the United States to have what I want in terms of, surfing and nature and warm weather and all that. Besides all of that, I'm doing it symbolically. I want to support any place that supports freedom. And bear in mind, 6 months ago, I would have sit here and told you how I would never move to Florida because, you know, I don't share their politics. Well, it happens now that I do share a lot of their politics because it's one of the only places I can go where people are going to protect my right to determine my own physical safety. And it looks more than half of the states in the United States are rebelling. 27 out of the 50 states are rejecting this incredible government overreach with these mandates. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. I want to be supportive of that, meaning I want to live somewhere where my money will go to support policies that fight for freedom. So it's another reason I'm leaving here, because that's not happening here. What else? All right, so thunderwizard.com, honest feeling. I'm happy I had a date with my girlfriend today. She makes me feel appreciated and seen. I enjoyed getting to know her better. I also got to talk about astrology and look at her chart. That is awesome, my friend. Congratulations. I am officially envious of you. I'm not jealous. Jealous means I want your girlfriend. I don't want your girlfriend, but I'm envious of having that. That is a beautiful thing when you have your partner is able to reflect back at you and build you up, and that sounds like what's happening here, which is really awesome. Cody Hill, question, do you feel that the metaverse could potentially trap one's conscious? It already has. Go look in the face of somebody who is part of the narrative. I mean, there are people that I've talked to. I've literally handed them videos. It's like talking to a flat earther. You know, they're so trapped in their belief that the world is flat that even if you put them in a spaceship and shot them out of the Earth's gravity and then looked back at the Earth, he would be saying, that's fake. That's obviously a television monitor. I'm still in some movie studio somewhere. Their brain is locked into believing what they believe. It's already happened. What else? Agent of the Universe, question. What will happen if I put my hands, which the palms are bursting with energy, on my navel? What will happen is that's the close down. You haven't done that before? That's what we do. When I say close down, it means you put your hands over your navel and you breathe and you meditate. It will create a circuit of energy and it will allow your navel to process that energy. So I'm kind of surprised that you would ask that question. That's like a given. When you're done with your qigong work and your meditation, you close down. And one of the ways you do that is by putting your palms over your navel. How long do I recommend it? As long as you want. It's like having your phone plugged into the dock. That's how you dock your energy. Okay, I don't see any more questions here. Nope, I don't see any more questions. All right, so we can stop here today. So I recommend that you guys go to my other channels. I put it up there on the top. I've got a channel on Odyssey, odyssee.com. You can look for thunderwizard.com. And you can go to BitChute, bitshoot.com, and you can look for, again, thunderwizard.com. Or you can click the links that I have here, which I will copy and put into the, I will put those into the description after this gets archived. All right, I'm tired. I need to lie down, take a nap. That's it, guys. Keep doing it, and I want you guys to start meditating and intending on us Thunder Wizards coming together physically to do rituals. Physically, I'll start teaching some classes and some stuff physically. It's time we got to get out of this metaverse. We got to get out. We got to destroy this thing. And one of the ways we do that is we actually physically get together with people without having to wear nonsense, without in case you know what this is. I took my first one last night. Zero symptoms. Zero side effects, I should say. Perfectly safe. All right, that's it for me, guys. I will see you all. Let's see. Oh, there's some more questions here? No. Creative Virgo, not a question. All right, we don't talk about opinions. Agent of the Universe question, should I ask the Ascended Masters to help me gain superpowers? Why are you asking me? I'm not an Ascended Master. I don't know what your dharma is. Are you supposed to have superpowers? I don't know. I do know that one of the ways that you respond out of fear is you want superpowers. So the question to ask yourself is, do you want superpowers because you're angry? Because if you're trying to get superpowers because you're angry, your anger comes from fear. That is the natural thing. When we are afraid, our defense mechanism is to become angry. That's fight or flight. So anger is fight. So it means you're coming out of fear. So if your desire to have superpowers is coming from fear, then it's not going to serve you. If you want superpowers because you want to help, great. I've had, for lack of a better word, I've had superpowers, and I gave them up. I don't care about them. I don't care about them because they don't bring happiness and they don't help anybody. You know, Superman, by the way, is a very destructive force. The reason for that is Superman never solves any problems. You ever notice that? There's some disaster and there's a train that's going to fall off the side of a cliff. So, or a bus, you know, there's a bridge collapsing and a bus is falling. He grabs the bus. He does this every time. It's the weirdest thing. He doesn't grab the bus and then fly down someplace safe and then he flies and grabs the bus and brings the bus back up to the top of the broken bridge and then leaves them there and then flies away. He doesn't fix the train tracks. He doesn't do anything to fix the problem. He only comes in out of nowhere and uses his superpowers to save you, and you become dependent upon him to do things for you. So superpowers don't do anything for anybody. Super healing doesn't do anything because the truth is you have the power to heal yourself. And even if somebody comes and heals you, if you don't change your projection of your internal state, you're going to create that disease all over again. So superpowers don't accomplish anything. You say, I want superpowers because I want to evolve. Why do you need superpowers to evolve? And who told you evolution means superpowers? I've known people with superpowers, and they were the most unevolved, childish, emotionally regressed people I've ever known. They were the furthest thing from evolved. Furthest. The most evolved person, let me tell you what enlightenment is one more time. Enlightenment is this. Enlightenment is having all of your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your impulses, all of your instincts and reflexes, positive or negative, happy or sad, loving or hateful. No matter what your experience is of all of these feelings, you have to have all of them, feel them without any judgment, and then have the consciousness to know what the constructive action is for both yourself and others. Meaning that you could be filled with homicidal rage and then act with love and kindness, even though you don't want to. If you do that, you are completely enlightened. You can't get any more enlightened than that. No amount of superpowers is going to give you that ability. Superpowers, in fact, will give you the opposite. You will think because you have all this power that you're more evolved, when in reality, psychologically and emotionally, you will be less evolved. In fact, if you do get a superpower, then if you really want to prove you have it, you will make a vow to never use it under any circumstances. And if you can do that then you will have to stay evolved. In other words, Superman has to be Clark Kent for the rest of his life. He has to watch the bus come flying off of the bridge with his wife and kids in it, and he can't do anything to stop it, because he knows if he does, he's now taken away everybody's agency to empower themselves. And so he cares enough for people. He doesn't take his glasses off, which somehow make him Superman again. So if you really want to prove that you're evolving, don't seek superpowers. Seek to have less fear, more love, and always seek to act constructively for everybody, including yourself. If you can do that, then you will have proved that you've evolved. Okay. Vincent.thunderwizard.com. He's been taking his Voldemort medications. Good for you. Goes great with yogurt. Happy to hear that. Baba Junzo, honest feeling. After doing the eclipse ritual, I experienced something I haven't since I first did the immortal qigong. It's this intense, tingly numbness in my cheeks, lips, and face, like a mask of energy. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but it just means that meridians are opening up and energy's flowing, and you're having a physical sensation. That's all that means. I don't know what name that is. 7LV extra quadruple 7. Honest feeling. In recent times, I have been experiencing intense hatred for humanity as a whole, especially after seeing what's happened in Austria. It's bound to happen worldwide. Well, that's an interesting response. I can understand having a negative reaction to that, but what's interesting is now you hate humanity. Just an observation, why does it not give you compassion for humanity? It makes me sad, fills me with compassion for humanity. Anyway, I'm not trying to compete with you. You can have whatever feeling you want. You say, I feel like it's already over, because if it wasn't, humanity would not have ended up in this situation to begin with. Okay, so you realize that this is a projection of how you deal with yourself. So you're very critical of yourself. It means that when you make a mistake, you're the type of person that says, if I can't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it at all. And that's not how life works. This is an opportunity. So as serious as I am about the danger of all this, what I should be focusing on perhaps is that this is an amazing opportunity. The lesson here is that you don't have a choice. You either become an individual, you become self-empowered, or you knuckle under and you comply. So this is happening to push people to make that decision. And when people fail, by the way, at any point, any one of these people who have been have gotten the upgrade or who are still hypnotized, at any point in time they can stop and decide not to comply anymore. And so it's an opportunity, and people will keep waking up, especially when people who've gotten the Cylon upgrade, and then the Cylons come along and say, okay, now you have to get a third upgrade, a fourth upgrade. In fact, you have to get an upgrade every 6 to 9 months. And then people will start going, hey, wait on, hang on a second. You told me all I needed was 2. And then they're going to start going, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Why am I doing this? So it's an opportunity. The big opportunity is for you to finally stand up for yourself. When you do that, you will live from your soul. This is what this is about. You either live from your soul or you live for other people. It's the same thing that's always been going on since the beginning of human beings. The difference is now that we live in this manifested matrix where it's now being brought to a head, where everybody is conscious of this choice. I either knuckle under and I do what everybody wants me to do, or I listen to my soul and I live for my soul. So it's an opportunity. So you can have whatever feeling you want. I'm not trying to talk you out of your feelings. But I also want to give you the option to choose to see it as an opportunity for evolution. I mean, just look at what I'm doing on this channel. I now know why I'm doing this. When I first released this and I first started doing all this stuff here, when I first started teaching this, I had guilt. I'm not supposed to be teaching this. This is secret stuff. People are going to accuse me of trying to make money off of spirituality, which is, you know, one of the reasons why I give it out for free on the channel so much. And you know, this is what I do. I don't want to do anything else, so I'm going to make a living doing what I want to do. Now I see it differently. I see it that this is what the world needs. You're scared, you're afraid, you feel powerless. Great. I promise you, if you do this on a daily basis, you will feel power you've never felt in your whole life. And that power will vibrate on the highest level. The name of this sect, the Maoshan sect, the original name is the realm of great clarity, or the realm of highest purity. When you do, for instance, when you do the Awakening the Immortals qigong, if you haven't done it, look for it on my channel. It's free. When you do the Awakening the Immortals qigong, you are downloading from the highest heavens the highest vibrational energy that human beings, I believe, are capable of experiencing. And when you infuse it in yourself and you live it on a daily basis, you're now filling the world with that. And the more people that are doing it, it's going to purify. What's it going to bring? The highest clarity, awareness. And so you're not only empowering yourself, you're empowering the whole world, because we live in a quantum grid. When you do this work, it goes through the quantum grid and everybody is awakened a little bit. They can choose to push it down if they want, but there will be more energy flowing to them which will make them want to wake up. A lot of studies have proven this, that when you get a bunch of people together and meditate, the city where they live, things change. You know, one I've shared with you before, people got together and they meditated to bring down the crime rate. And as long as they were getting together and meditating to bring down the crime rate, guess what happened? The crime rate went down. When they stopped meditating, crime rate went up. When you do the celestial qigong, you tap into the quantum field and the lightning qigong. Sorry, when you do the lightning qigong and the celestial qigong, when you do that, you tap into the quantum field and everybody has more of an impetus to wake up. So this is an opportunity. This is definitely, I disagree with you. It's not too late at all. We have manifested. What it means is that the human race on an unconscious level wants a kick in the ass to evolve. And so we've created the Bill Gateses and we've manifested the Bill Gateses and the Mark Zuckerbergs to create this false biodigital matrix so that we will be forced to do our spiritual work. You don't, now it's not, now it's, before it was like, do I want to do that? Well, you know, that's not really my thing. And now it's like, no, if we want to save ourselves and humanity, we need this power. We need to bring down the lightning. So it's an opportunity, and we manifested it because we unconsciously want it, or we wouldn't have manifested it. All right, so again, I don't know who this person is, Dicey, I can't read that. Listen, this is, welcome to the channel. This is a question and answer. If you have a question for me, write the word question and ask a question. If you're new to the channel, you may not have a question because you haven't watched the videos yet. But you're not getting what we're talking about here. The matrix that you're talking about, that's yesterday's matrix. That whole idea that there is some false being of light out there that's trying to keep you from evolving and all that, that's yesterday's understanding. So I invite you to watch more of the channel so you know what it is we're actually talking about here. But what we don't want is, I don't want people just babbling back and forth. Neil Zabub, honest feeling. Very happy to have participated with you during the night of the blood moon. Some incredible energy feelings like I've never felt before. I'm happy, and me too. Baba Junzo question, if humanity was imprisoned by the reptilian elites, do you think it would be too late to do anything to do about it by then? No. We're already imprisoned. I mean, that's already happened. It's already happened. And they're working their tentacles to do it over the whole world. But it's already happened, and no, it's never too late. Never. All right, let's see. All right, so people aren't following my suggestions, which is please only share questions or feelings. They're talking to each other and dumping their feelings. So that means it's time for me to go. All right, guys, that's it. I wish you all the best. And if you're new to my channel, these links are here for a reason. I invite you to go to thunderwizard.com, click around until you see Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong, and subscribe. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. But I challenge you, do the Warrior 90-Day Challenge. Do it for 90 days. And if you don't feel huge amounts of energy, like beyond your wildest imaginations, if your life hasn't gotten better, and you've had some people, it's a pretty intense experience, so a lot of feelings will come up. But I challenge you to go through that and see if your life doesn't get better. If it doesn't, you can unsubscribe. You got nothing to lose. A couple more people have signed up for the Lightning Qigong Distance Healing Certification. I'm still uploading videos for that, so you can check that out at healingcertification.thunderwizard.com. Of course, if you want, in my experience, I can't speak for what I haven't experienced, but if you want, in my experience, what is the most powerful energy practice in the history of human beings, go to maoshan.thunderwizard.com. You can also go to courses.thunderwizard.com, see everything. I can't even list all the stuff that I have made available to you. You can go look at all that stuff. All right, so we'll be back soon. I wish you guys all the best. And that's it. I'll see you guys when I see you. Take care of yourselves.